The title of this exhibition is Playing with Fire. Fire is a complex and ambiguous element. It nourishes as perfectly as it destroys. In the context of my show, it represents different things. For one, using watercolors to paint fire is satisfying artistically. But more importantly, I'm conceiving of fire in its metaphoric sense, specifically in the destructive sense of violence towards another. This was really important for me to deal with because I've been working with the body for so long. Because I've been so interested in bodily integrity and liberatory themes, it was quite important for me now to look at the opposite. And though I wanted to talk about these difficult things, I wanted to be very sure about the way in which I moved ahead. So this show is the first time I come out to really deal with some difficult themes and to show them as they are. I have been retracing some Mesopotamian history because my paternal family inhabited Mesopotamia/Iraq for 500 years, roughly. I've been very curious about myths from this place. I recently discovered Inanna, who, among other attributes, is a gender-bending goddess. She's a she, but she's also androgynous. A complex and ambiguous deity, she symbolizes love and culture, as well as confrontation and war. She is said to have descended to the underworld, where she died, and yet 3 days later was returned to her life with help from her friends. She is said to have the power to turn a man into a woman, or a woman into a man. And there was a cult of Inanna that lasted about 1,000 years. Her devotees would celebrate her by cross-dressing, and I just find this absolutely delightful. There is a recurring figure in this exhibition, and that is Jay. Jay Michelle Elizondo is a beautiful trans woman and a powerful artist. I got some new pictures of her in May, where she's posing in pink latex to be precise. I just find her so beautiful inside and out. And now I've related Jay to the goddess Inanna. I have this enormous woman who I believe is seeking to put out a forest fire. Probably one that humans created or certainly encouraged the conditions for. This potent, towering figure is at once Jay and Inanna. Queer people have always been here. I'm seeing it in ancient Mesopotamia. I'm seeing this in classical rabbinical Judaism. I'm seeing this in my ancestors from the German side of my family. And if you look, you will see it all around the world and in all sorts of cultures throughout history. Tens of years ago, hundreds of years ago, and thousands of years ago. J'explore toujours les caractéristiques intrinsèques de l'aquarelle, du papier et de l'eau dans mon travail. Souvent même, j'utilise un peu trop d'eau, mais cela donne la place à cet élément d'influencer la composition de l'image. C'est un peu comme une collaboration avec cet élément, parce que je le vois transporter mes pigments à des endroits complètement inattendus. Et en même temps, j'ai envie de peindre à grande échelle, de travailler le concept de l'œuvre infinie et de mettre plusieurs choses en relation les unes avec les autres. C'est comme ça que je suis arrivée à ce concept de caverne. C'est conçu comme étant une caverne d'une communauté féministe et queer, peuplée à certains moments de l'année, pas habitée en permanence, mais utilisée comme lieu de rencontre spirituelle. J'ai conçu cette caverne comme étant peinte sur des millénaires, par toutes sortes de personnes. Cette caverne aurait servi comme espace de contemplation et de guérison, capable de contenir les contradictions d'une vie riche et complexe, évoquant le cycle de la vie et de la mort. Voilà un espace pour célébrer nos joies, autant que pour exprimer nos peines et faire nos deuils. Although I have dealt with sexuality a lot in my work, this show is not sexy. It doesn't feel sexy at all to contend with violence and inhumanity. as an adult, as a responsible citizen, as a public intellectual, it felt very important not to look away. So we have Branded in Jerusalem, and we have Blinded in Iran. We have Aaron Bushnell, who self-immolated. And these are pictures, moments of state violence or of protesting state violence. And in this moment, I've put aside, or a little bit to the side, my art of pleasure activism in order to face brutality. These pictures all represent the violent potential of fire, and they express my desire for a ceasefire, a genuine end to violence. I have put aside our pleasures to a certain extent, but I have not eliminated them. Let me just be clear that there's still a lot of room for joy and hope, and this is represented in the figures who are enjoying being incarnated. Maybe they're dancing, maybe they're hiking, maybe they're just blissed out, enjoying a moment of connection with a friend. I also take a lot of delight in the birthing figures. These birthing figures are women, but there's also an ambiguously gendered figure there. And there's a lot of joy and hope in all of these.